welcome to Vidhya's Creative Corner. This week, painting it is, and I'm very excited to share this painting video with you. Actually, the story behind this is my mother one day last year sent me this 3-4 drawings that she made during COVID lockdowns. And this particular drawing really, like, I was really stunned by it, impressed by it. Um, and But then, like, I wanted to replicate this particular drawing in a bigger canvas, and that is what I did, and it came out really well. I'm very excited to share this with you, and this video is completely dedicated to my mother, who is the original creator of this painting. And she did it so well. I hope I did justice to it, but painting it is. So let's start. So the first step is to draw the picture, of course, an outline of what you want to draw, and this is what I've come up with. This is a drawing of a Rajasthani turban man, completely inspired from my mom's picture that she sent me of her drawing. I hope the next step is just to paint and get it right, and let's see how that goes. So here I am amidst nature, and I am going to attempt to paint a drawing that was sent to me by my mom, and I just want to replicate it, and I hope I get close to what she did in her drawing. But I have already done the drawing, and now I'm just going to paint. So these are the colors I've picked out. Since it's about a Rajasthani turban man, Rajasthan is a desert state, and it has a lot of earthy tones. So the drawing that my mom sent had a lot of earthy colors, like these shades of yellow and brown, and there is also red, some dark shade of red. So I'm just going to use that, and I am going to try to get as close to my mom's drawing. So let's see how that goes. The first step, I'm going to create a boundary with earthy tones, and the color I'm going to use is something called raw sienna, and I'm going to use a sponge to get the boundary, and then I'm also going to use a shade of yellow. So it will be a mix of this raw sienna and a shade of yellow to get the boundaries first. So let's start. So I've just created one layer of the boundary, and I've decided not to give it like a firm shape. It just has to be a natural boundary. So this is what I went with, and now I'm just going to add some shades of yellow, or shades of the same color, a lighter shade of the same color, to give that rusty feel. So that is next, and then finally I'll come to the main painting. Okay, so I'm done with the boundaries. So you can see I've given two different layers. One shade of color called raw sienna. This was the outer layer that we got here, and then the other color I used was something called yellow ochre and ochre, and this, along with a shade of this yellow, is what I used, and it's called yellow light, and I think the combination came out well. So the next part I'm going to do is probably do the mustache. For a Rajasthani turban man, a mustache is extremely important. Now I'm not going to go with black. It'll be a shade of brown. And then the turban, which is the most colorful part, where we can play with colors, is where I'm going to add a lot of colors, like shades of red and blues and greens. So let's see how we go with that. So let's move on to the next step with the mustache. So I've drawn the mustache, and I have used a paint which is called raw umber, and I've also used it with a combination of the raw sienna. So I've mixed both raw sienna, raw umber, and I've also mixed yellows to get this color. I also added a coat of raw sienna again to the boundary just to get it darker. Now I've also added eyebrows and made the eyes more presentable. And the next step I'm going to do is probably get to the turban, and this is where I can get more creative and add some more colors. So let's get on with that. For the turban, I'm going to use a shade called as rose, and I'm just going to make a boundary. So I'm just going to make a boundary like this all the way through. This way the red is very strong, bright, and Rajasthani attire usually is very vibrant in colors, so red gives that. So I'm just going to add these red all over to the corner and all the boundaries, even the interior boundaries, and then I'm going to add other colors. So I've just added some designs as well to the turban with the red along with the boundary, and let's move on to the blues now, or in the green. So here I am. I have painted the turban, and look how vibrant it is. I used reds and blues and mixture of yellows, greens, and so yeah, it just was a random design. There is no particular shape or anything, just random design. So I used different colors. I used the rose, I used a shade called as emerald green. This is emerald green. And I used a shade called as lemon yellow, and I used shades called as cobalt blue, and also I mixed green and blue together, and then I also mixed yellow, red, and green together. And so yeah, these were the colors I came up with. I did not use any other colors, just these, and a mixture of all these. So I think it's come out really well, like vibrant. Here I'm just going to put a brown for this is like a stone right at the end of the turban, and then finally we're going to paint the face. And the face is the most difficult for me, especially the eyes. If I get that right, then it'll be all good. But yeah, so far so good. And I guess the next time it'll going to be the final result. And these are the ears, so I'm going to put skin color as well. So let's see how that goes. Here I am with the final reveal. So I am so happy with this one. This is completely dedicated to my mother, who actually sent me this drawing, and I just wanted to replicate it in a bigger canvas. Now the eyes, I hope I got it right, because a Rajasthani turban man's eyes should reflect pride. At least that's what I feel. So I hope it does. Eyes are the most difficult part for me, but I tried, and I'm so happy with the turban. And again, it's something I'm really happy with. So I hope you like it too, and try it at home. So see you the next time at Vidhya's Creative Corner. Bye.